Hey there, friends. I'm John Hart, and this is the Heart of Appalachia, where the mountains meet the stories and the stories meet the heart. Today I want to talk about the ties that hold us. Before we get started, I asked Belinda what I should say about relationships, the ties that hold us. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "Just tell them you married up and you've been trying to deserve it ever since." I said, "Well, that's not entirely fair, but it's not entirely wrong either." You know, relationships are funny things. They're made of threads, some strong, some frayed, some knotted up from years of weather. And the truth is, most of us are just trying to keep the good ones from unraveling while we figure out how to tie the new ones right. The mountains don't rush connections. They build it slow, like moss on stone, or trust between neighbors. I was at the grocery store the other day, and there was this young couple there, and they were arguing over peanut butter, crunchy or smooth. It wasn't a loud or mean argument. Kind of familiar. I think Belinda and I have had some discussions like that in the aisleway at the grocery store before. It's just the kind of argument you only have when you've been loving someone long enough to know how they'll react. She said, "You always pick crunchy because you know I hate it." And he said, "I pick crunchy because you always eat the smooth before I get a chance." They laughed, and I thought, you know, that's what love looks like sometimes. Not flowers and fireworks, but peanut butter and persistence. A few years back, I was going through something heavy. I didn't tell many folks about it, but one friend, the kind who doesn't ask for details, showed up with a thermos of coffee and said, "I figured you might need someone to sit quiet with." We didn't talk much, just sat there on the front porch, and I realized that real relationships aren't built on words. They're built on presence, on showing up, on knowing when to speak and when to hush. I do know when to hush, asked Belinda. Anyway, so here's today's Front Porch Truth. Relationships aren't perfect. They're patched, stretched, tested, and sometimes held together by nothing but grace and grit. But they're worth it. Whether it's a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, or someone you've just started to know, the ties that hold us are sacred, and they deserve our time, our patience, and our best effort. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me here in the heart of Appalachia. I'm John Hart. Until next time, friends, keep your heart steady, your steps gentle, and your porch open to whatever truth the day brings. I'll see you on down the road.